We got rituals for damn near anything you want to do, and we can give them to you tonight.
Chris V. Still get it from the intellect reservoir, cosmic surfing. These two sons of God didn't come from virgins. Ether makes up these gods. We rode light angles to the earth plane. Again trapped in skin, but a different name. Monads, been here since Ruth and Moabs. Thought you killed me when Drew and Marcus got toe tagged. That's why I'm here with the Grand Chairman of Fear. Truth make you think critical like Sabir. Doing the God things, I make ancients appear. And all I'm hearing is knocking while I'm watching a seer. Ancient rituals and sound healing notes through Pro Tools. Eye to eye transfers knowledge, you need no schools. Waking up the masses, music is class and stage. Most fail cause they look like the flying shades. Following demons possess Kanye's and Lil Wayne's. Expecting a hippie with a cross and a Greek name. In a melanin cause me D&B, the link up with no cheese. Orisha's in me, I'm not what you don't see. I'm not one of those armchair revolutionaries. Allah's in me, sick and tired of being sick and tired. But that's just where we get our strength, man. The Christ is in me, I'm not a hustler, pimp, gangster, wankster. But trust me, they all in me.
I got it when the moon shifted the tomb in the melanated womb. Sipping milk in the honeydew and triple black, boom. Touchdown, traveling on planet Earth where we crush clowns. While I'm managing this curse and preparing the elixir that turns copycats into kitty litter. These poor pussies pretending to be misters. I cannot sin, but I can be very sinister. My limitations are limited as I do a lap around the galaxy. Had to gather light and rally back and fuck the fallacy. And cause of that, I got labeled the antagonist. And it didn't help that I cuss and bun cannabis and bun candles and wear symbols of Orishas. And I put a hex on the heads of 7 preachers with one trailer spit aimed at the pulpit. Crush the crucifix, a whole tabernacle backflip. I'm not Catholic, but if I choose my bare resonance, you may just catch a glimpse of Lucifer's semblance. Up and down Jacob's ladder with my melanin, the vessel of no fear none. You can find the devil in.
God's in me, I say that so serious. Turn a nigga to a god, show you I'm serious. Got him proclaiming, name changing and facing with no guilt or fear. All these clansmen masons, we stand on squares, circumscribe our own circumference. Goddess Lakshmi bless me with abundance of prosperity. I speak with clarity, not to confuse. Put Moorish in front everything from Christian to Jews. I'm the anchor, so I don't listen to news on some snail type vibrations making me snooze. Calling a Parker to call down our UFO crews. Like Yahweh or Dogon shamans, we call on Ra Amen. For sun ritual, spiritual, I'm physically trapped. Rewind playback and get your pineal tap like Gregory Hines when I'm spitting the rhymes. A&Rs want me to blow, but all rights reserved when we sign. In a melanin cause me D&B, the link up with no cheese. Orisha's in me, I'm not what you don't see. I'm not one of those armchair revolutionaries. Allah's in me, sick and tired of being sick and tired. But that's just where we get our strength, man. The Christ is in me, I'm not a hustler, pimp, gangster, wankster. But trust me, they all in me.
Alright, so let's pour the libations on the Guru, Olensu, Shumala, Otija, Chiaja, Cheoa, Alcala, Locayo, Kakongo, Lalila. I need some halala shades. Isa, Manu, Noku, Hana, Imatu, Chichi, Chuba, Shoba, and Gati, Kasimbo, Nisala, Isala, Abilu, Pazuzu, Zuba, Numeresh, Aloria, Ayo, Everett, Rangma, Nokoyo, Olu, Netu, Yusuf, Yohana.
As I jump off my mind's cliff into subconscious depths, knowing my higher and knowing my lower self, falling past my thoughts that got me in trouble. Realizing ego is a burstable bubble. Falling backwards seems like there's no end or bottom. Cut out the good, I see no thoughts rotten. No modern European's mentality, all Asiatic. The scent of this fall, aromatic. Tea tree oil and frankincense so intense. Demons beaten from outside make no indents. Plus no entrance without the mastermind key. Thoughts of Allah wasn't a lie, but actually me, divine being, a national, actual, factual, more a scientist, seeing things mathematical. Law is length, angle, and width. With mind strength, mangle a Sith. When devil's horns burning, sulfur I whiff. Lower self, third eyes crushed, that's the weed in my split. From these lows, the only way to uplift. 40 days and 40 nights working the graveyard shift. Battling zombies, which are my own that exist. Playing my emotions as string strum or Congo drums. Seeing things and hearing sounds, no fear around. Looking down, not seeing the ground, but feeling my crown. Pulsating so profound, soul unbound. Inhale for 7, hold for 4. Exhale for 7, hold for 4. Double door 11, walk through the gateway frame of eternal flames. No burns, no regard, unreal as unreal, no blame. My pure freedom and bliss, demigods trying to contain. On my journey of learning fear, embracing pain. Since love heals on the path of living cognizance, patience is a virtue. I'd rather take the long distance. Aware mental clearness, mind's tailless with fierceness. Harlot seduced to get me locks and beardless. Electromagnetic helix, induce the voltage. Begging ancestors to increase the dosage. Produce a strong field, rubbing together shaman stone balls, releasing the stress. Calling Orishas, decreasing my breath. But are you really breathing? Knowing or believing? I master fruition and receiving from birthright retrieving. Are you in trance without doing a ritual dance? Paralysis, magic, reversal on the square stance. Harmonic lyrical mudra from Islam Sutra. Elevate thoughts, wake up your inner Sibyls and Buddhas. Master your will, not desires. Awaken Kundalini fires. True spoken to MCs higher. Medusa, you liars. Bagging heads and horns and tails for mystic functions. Ritualistic. Perched at the junction where demons go to and fro, dressed as the sheeple, selling them rights, civil and pseudo rights equal. Blood flowing past a horse brow didn't circle your passion. Celestial thread of my ancestors, tailored my fashions. Fooling people with their words and people not watching their actions. Ignorance of law is no excuse when something happens. Feeling eyes and reading postures, moving bionic. Monsanto seeds turn you psychopharmaceutical chronic. Got their eyes bloody, blood muddy for blood money. They gave me nothing, so can't take nothing from me. I love the quote, you will respect but don't have to love me. They gave me nothing, so can't take nothing from me.
How would you? I got 5.
I got 6.
Hey.
What'd you get?
6.
I got 7.
And conscious means that you're conscious of what's going on in this world. you're fully aware and awake to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of Kenu.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Bunning out the Ku Klux Klan and Wizard Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving. Trying to make more sovereign citizens. These minions help kill your prophet, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man, not a smother sellout. Sets links in K2 Kush days, keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimping directors of music videos. Gay laws and persons with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces, boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men roots. Got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it, you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand sheets need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack vest wearing sash ass nigga. Return to where the prophet found you, Negro ass nigga.
It's time to choose a side. You either positive or you negative. You either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No attention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxed in coffins. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player. No question in the hoods dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime or natural causes. Plus those doctors are not on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine down your fucking throat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine is getting shoved down your throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not. Because if it do turn you off, then you're a stupid, ignorant motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Don't
You're fully aware and awake to what's going on in this world. That's what conscious rap means. So if you got conscious rap, that means you got unconscious rap. That means you got motherfuckers that's unconscious rapping. That means they sleeping. They still under the spell of Leviathan. They still under the spell of Kenu.
Call me brother man, I'm not the rubber man. Though I keep my Nazis in affairs wrapped with some rubber bands. Bunning out the Ku Klux Klan and Wizard Grand Dairy Queen misters. Just butts of guns I'm giving. Trying to make more sovereign citizens. These minions help kill your prophet, stole your treasury millions. You heard it from your brother man, not a smother sellout. Sets links in K2 Kush days, keep me red out. I got the knowledge to make these silly hoes question the pimping directors of music videos. Gay laws and persons with strap-on boots with heels. Too much graphic art faces, boobs are not real. Since MCM and Troop, they use Timberland boots to get us all caught up in fashion, not the simple men roots. Got our people on dogmatic, not metaphysic. Exoteric, not esoteric is how you missed it. So out of it, you couldn't feel the natural mystic blowing through the air like it didn't give a shit. I hear the dirty Moors dissing, cause I said profanities. A lot of these grand sheets need to take off the panties. Pull the thong out your crack vest wearing sash ass nigga. Return to where the prophet found you, Negro ass nigga.
It's time to choose a side. You either positive or you negative. You either evil or you good. You understand what I'm saying? Choose a side, nigga. I know what side I'm on.
I throw a Molotov at the priest that works for the beast. All they want is our people to rest in peace. No attention of allowing more stress to ease. Cracker won't go home to spread himself the disease. Genocidal epidemic kill us in high proportions. Instead of mummified, we stay boxed in coffins. Mayors attend funerals for PR purposes. Where's the police escort? He replied with nervousness. He said, I don't have those numbers or connections to have Metro Police lead your friend's funeral procession. That's coming from Mr. Mayor, black community player. No question in the hoods dropping off boxes of weapons. Then blame black on black crime or natural causes. Plus those doctors are not on point but off a bit. Natural mystics prove they're not holistic. Hypocrite oaths make your children autistic.
I'm at the point now where I'm saying I'm tired of mixing the medicine with the food. I'm tired of playing that game. Now I'm shoving straight medicine down your fucking throat, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Straight doses of medicine is getting shoved down your throat. I don't give a fuck if it turns you off or not. Because if the dude turn you off, then you're a stupid, ignorant motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Don't judge like a cover of your favorite book. Visit you in your dreams, hand with the hook. Paralysis overtook, so shook. Stop, look, listen with precision. MC on a mission, vision. Past senses and endless. Cipher with active Moors, beat you with facts senseless. Have your mind defenseless when the truth enters. Eyes glow, reminds me of Omar Bay, Algonquin embers. Tap your pioneer out, what's a man remembers. All the lies told to your mind dismembered. Circle broken into quadrants, you the 7 in the center. Compass G between the square, Baphomet of Templars. Warlock, call on my witch mothers to maim them. The same wise spirits burned at stakes in Salem. Torture with vagina pair, survive, bobbing for apples. Contort thumb slide, wrist out, tight shackles.
I always got something deep to say, every time around. I always got something deep to say, every time around. I always got something deep to say, every time around. I always got something deep to say, every time around.
You sent in a proposal, but your manager has so many questions.
The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Levitate, this hoverboard rap. Thank me now, you're welcome like a floor mat. Beat my format, tarot deck, I sort that. Pulled the magician, now you see my forecast. Royal Palace in the crystal ball. I'm a fully spitting bullets, that's John Wall. We dialing up classics in its own call. How you bounce back after the fall? That's a question. We building, not finessing. You got complaints or suggestions. Decided law is my reference. Y'all decorate. The essence is my preference. No hesitation with the demonstration. On my back is where you find a nation. No hesitation with the demonstration. On my back is where you find a nation. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Step into this ring, the gods of war sing. Drum steady pounding to the bloodstream coursing. Heed their warning just before the sword swings. Move north 4 degrees, avoiding its sting. Listen to their voices, sight unseen. Quiet all the noises, focus on just being. I am one with the breeze that eases through the trees. I am one with the earth underneath your feet. I am water walking land in the form of man. The king of Siam, I am that I am. I'm that fire that's burning deep inside your heart. The synchronized senses moving your body parts smoothly with fluidness, highly intuitive. Knew the movements of your fist before you even did. With each step left, right, feeling oddly compelled. Cause the shadow box with God is to spar with the self.
Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Recognize your dark aspects, I don't mean skin tone. Outside shoes in the house, demons you bring home. Outside clothes on your bed, sleep with a night hat.
The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Levitate, this hoverboard rap. Thank me now, you're welcome like a floor mat. Beat my format, tarot deck, I sort that. Pulled the magician. magician, now you see my forecast. Royal Palace in the crystal ball. I'm a fully spitting bullets, that's John Wall. We dialing up classics in its own call. How you bounce back after the fall? That's a question. We building, not finessing. You got complaints or suggestions. Decided law is my reference. Y'all decorate. The essence is my preference. No hesitation with the demonstration. On my back is where you find the nation. No hesitation with the demonstration. On my back is where you find a nation. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Step into this ring, the gods of war sing. Drum steady pounding to the bloodstream coursing. Heed their warning just before the sword swings. Move north 4 degrees, avoiding its sting. Listen to their voices, sight unseen. Quiet all the noises, focus on just being. I am one with the breeze that eases through the trees. I am one with the earth underneath your feet. I am water walking land in the form of man. The king of Siam, I am that I am. I'm that fire that's burning deep inside your heart. The synchronized senses moving your body parts smoothly with fluidness, highly intuitive. Knew the movements of your fists before you even did. With each step left, right, feeling oddly compelled, because the shadow box with God is to spar with the self.
Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Recognize your dark aspects, I don't mean skin tone. Outside shoes in the house, demons you bring home. Outside clothes on your bed, sleep with a night hat. Paralysis when you sleep, dreams every night bad. Subconsciously suppressed aspects, acts called job. About negative behaviors, unravel is done. See the deepest trauma and guilt you push away. Causes depression, addiction, and anger you display. Identity is central to the practice of magic. Witchcraft help you rewrite and conquer your habits. Detrimental to the growth, exploring the shadow self of man. Learn the lesser banish with pentagrams. Get a black candle, a pen or a pin. Scratch shadow emotions and let the healing begin. Light it and meditate, burn it down to the end. It's locked in. This is what we call shadow boxing.
Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman. Shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. You close-minded, then you boxed in. The shadow boxing, the shadow boxing. Perfect your craft, become a marksman.
Islam. Love and peace to all the Moors. We got hit for 30 days. So, this would usually be on IG for the IG people. So we're here, live YouTube. Might as well use it up. Don't forget tonight, 7:30 Eastern time, right here. Canaanland Moors YouTube. Right here. Canaanland Moors YouTube tonight. Carrying on the traditions, carrying on the MHHS traditions on YouTube. And so here we are. Here we are. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. You already know what it is. Tonight's gonna be crazy. Third Thursday. Tonight's gonna be crazy. Right. So one thing that nobody could say is that you don't get your opportunity to talk. Right. You get your opportunity to talk. They'll shut down people unless they're doing some porn spam or something like that. Everybody could push the button and they could talk. Get it off your mind, off your chest or whatever like that. The reason why is so that later on, we can show you. Remember when we could do that? Because we came up under the best Moorish master teachers, the best ones. We came up under the master teachers. And then we came under the master teachers' subordinates. And then their subordinates, and then here we are, still here. People fell off since 2008. Talking there's some authority, their empires, there are all types of BS. Where are they at? Nowhere to be found. So experience is over here. Experience. Not just talking. Experience. Nobody could say that they didn't get their opportunity to talk and say whatever it is they want to say. Talk crazy, do whatever. People got the opportunity to talk. So on a multiplicity of times, keep telling these people, do not play title games over here. Grand Sheik is for putting a witness on something. Moor needs something. Other than that, the priesthood is dead. How much times did I tell you the priesthood is dead? You don't have the red book? You didn't read that the priesthood is dead? Now you're still bringing up priest titles. How about just use your El Bede Al Ali? What do you need title for? When you be a sultana, what do you need to be that for? If you got El Bey and all that stuff, that's not a title? No, still playing games. Temple chief. We're temple chiefs, and they're turning to me for help. And this is how you trust. Yeah, because you have nigger issues that you're trying to use Moorish stuff to get out your nigger issues that you even admit to me that you were being a nigger. All right, so then if you're being a nigger, then you can't use the Moorish stuff. It's not Kudro said. Well, I don't want to. I'm turning to you. You're not helping. Bin told you this. Were you doing some nigger stuff when you got into whatever issue you got? Did you get a nationality card? No. All right. So deal with your issue, because you're not. If you didn't get it as a Moor, how you giving it back as a Moor? You got it as nigger? All right. Because you could be nigger and still deal with whatever it is and not have any issues. If you really know what this is about. If you don't, you're going to be playing, you need a leader guy games to do something for you that you should be going and doing for yourself. Because Quran tells you, not those people over there's Quran, Moorish Quran, Juali Quran tells you, you're the one with the sovereignty. And the title guys have your sovereignty. So you're looking at them, the priesthood is dead. There ain't no room for priests anymore. That stuff is over. That stuff is over. There's no guy out there who's going to be the one, or some Miss Cleo and she's going to be the one. It's a fraud. As soon as they start talking about titles and all that stuff, know that it's a fraud immediately. I don't care what the title is. The only title is your free national name. That's your title. All this other stuff that people talking about, all that stuff is dead. You know, kings and queens and all that stuff. That stuff is dead. That stuff been dead. You're it now. Now, what are you going to do knowing that you got the authority? These people have been holding back from you forever. But don't forget the Mayor of Steel's right there. Don't think you could, be a Moor and do your nigger stuff. You better know how to draw the line, because the Moorish karma is way worse than the nigger karma. Right? The nigger karma, sometimes it's not that bad. Right? The fire's gonna get the good Moors coattails too. Right? So it's unbelievable that I'm not gonna have a conversation with this individual. It's unbelievable. I can't believe you're not going to listen to what I'm saying. Why? Why am I listening to what you're saying when I already heard what you're saying 500 billion times and it's the same answer? You're not going to use your Moorish anything to get you out of your nigger issues. That's just what it is. You're not going to use your nationality to get out your nigger stuff. How? Because there's supposed to be 5 principles and all that. And if the priesthood is dead and you have your sovereignty back, because the priesthood is dead, and there's no savior. You're it. And it's gonna be, oh my gosh, complaining. How come I never? He shoulda. Grand Sheik of the playing title games. When I look at those people, this is how their stuff. How come the Moors don't have or whatever? The people who talk like that, the victim people, the people who are still in the slave mindset. They haven't got over the fact that they're not Slavic yet. They still think they're Slavic. And then they want to be mad at Moors instead of looking at themselves. Remember, admitting that they were doing nigger stuff. Admitting that they were doing nigger stuff. Yeah, we're doing nigger stuff. So how do we use the Moorish thing then? What do you mean, how do you use the Moorish thing? You better go study and find out how to use the Moorish thing. That's your nigger issues. You're not getting me tied up in your nigger issues. Now you tell me that you gave them a nationality card and all that stuff, and then that's a whole different story. But if you're playing nigger with them, you better go check yourself. Right? And then playing nigger with them is being incompetent, being a dumbass with them. Right? Playing foolish. Not being competent as you're claiming. Because all that nationality stuff, that's what that is. That's a claim of competence. That's a claim of competence. So you better be competent. We have time to waste. We have brothers on the phone crying with them because of baby mama drama. Talking about some European said nigger. Well, European said nigger. We're mad. There's people who they can't see their children right now because baby mom. And she's just the nigger issue. She's just nigger and mad because whatever issues from her brother and her dad and her uncle and whoever else that messed her up, and she's taking it out on this brother who he doing his 40 hours a week to pay his little whatever and all that. So sometimes that nigger karma would get you. And being Moors, we already got all the lessons and all that. Here's the lessons. Here's the lessons. And then they're gonna go read the lessons, realize that, oh yeah, shit, I've been messed up. I've been messed myself up. And then they're gonna correct. And then eventually the karma would recede and the blessings would expand and they'll catch themselves back up again and get right back on the frequency before they met this crazy individual who messed them up, ruined their life, whatever. So there's real stuff going on, right? There's real issues going on, you know. So these little issues that people are able to solve if they just go study, but they don't want to study. They want this handheld thing going down the little hill. The hill is 2 steps, and it's like, oh, well, could you help me down and all that, and then get mad. Right? There's no hand holding thing. Right? You better want to fix yourself. You better want to correct self. If you want to correct self, anything after you do is useless. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. And it's, you know, it's yours to waste. Do your thing. Don't forget. 26 July. West Pullman Library. The book signing. And the lecture. So go to khalifamedia.com and get all the updates for what's going down. Love, Truth, Peace, Freedom, Justice Tour. Next stop, Mecca. We're going to be outside. So we want to touch on some literature because some people brought up some literature. We just wanted to.
Got some Kenu literature. There goes some Taj Tariq, bringing the people back to the Constitution. Damn. Got some Kenu literature.
Yeah, so let's just check since they're showing stuff. Since they're showing stuff, let's just check and see where this is at. 'Cause keep in mind, these are some of the Moors who are our master teachers. These are some of the Moors who put us on divine game. Is it divine and national? Right, so these are some of our divine master teachers. Right? This is one. Let's just check what he's saying. Moorish humanity is on a collision course with disaster, not only because of 500 years of slavery, but also the complete absence of the knowledge of who we really are and our immense contribution to civilization and the growth of human consciousness. My Moorish brothers and sisters, it is the combined results of these two forces, slavery and ignorance of our nationality, as well as our history, is the root of the widespread suffering and misery that the Moorish, so-called Black America humanity is experiencing. I tell you, Moors, a state of emergency exists. Drugs, crime, poverty, as well as pseudo-religion, pseudo-education, AIDS, and every possible form of destruction are being based to destroy our minds and communities. The impact of 500 years of racism and discrimination of the mindset of Moorish, so-called Black America, has been devastating spiritually and psychologically. It has severely crippled and wounded the Moors in North America. Racism and discrimination has created a deep sense of inferiority in the Moorish people here in North America. For centuries, we have been conditioned to believe that we, the Moors, are not real human beings, that we are just simply animals, that we have no real contributions to growth of civilization, that we were simple, created to be slaves and servants of mankind. You have been taught to initiate European so-called white people's culture in order to be somebody, as if we were nobodies, as if you have no right to be yourself, Moorish. This conditioning has been deeply rooted in the mindset of Moorish so-called Black people. You have been taught to condemn and despise yourself. You have been taught you are worthless. We have been told in 1,001 ways that we are just dirt, and all this Eurocentric megalomania and racist propaganda has become an integral part of our psychological conditioning. Out of shame and ignorance, we desperately cling to European customs and claim our slave names like badges of honor. Listen, my Moorish brothers and sisters, you were born with a certain quality of your own, with a certain historical uniqueness and profound spirituality. But this truth has not been told to you. You are told to try to become somebody, as if to be of Moorish descent is to be nobody. And once this teaching goes deep into your consciousness, once it penetrates deep down into your consciousness, once it penetrates deep down into the very core of your being, your psychological, social, and political, spiritual enslavement becomes complete. Your enslavement to the so-called white people's society's opinions and expectations of you becomes total. The first and foremost fundamental step to achieving Moorish awareness is respecting yourself. Because if you don't respect yourself, you cannot, by implication, respect anyone else. What is the point in honoring other nations while you keep insulting yourself? Your Moorish heritage and culture, Your identity has been completely erased. Who you really are is unknown to you. Your true self has been substituted with a false self, with a distorted self-image, with a black nigger persona. The term nigger and black were given to the Moors of North America to degrade the humanity of the Moorish people. 100 years afterwards, Moors were totally forbidden to make any reference to their nationality, lineage, language, culture, tradition, or any form of religion by the end of this period. During this era of psychological conditioning, the first generations of Moorish born in America knew nothing of their nationality or culture. Subjugated to a degrading livelihood of slavery, the nigger black colored persona was now complete. This image, this Negro black or colored persona is phony. It makes you pseudo-identity, as well as other names such as Coon, Jigaboo, and Jungle Bunnies. And because you don't know who you are desperately clinging to this false and distorted image of yourself. There can be no genuine and authentic freedom for people of Moorish descent unless there is first the liberation of our minds. Any ideology and strategy for our psychological and spiritual liberation must be created and executed by ourselves. Such strategies must be grounded in the historical experience of Moorish people worldwide. The liberation of our minds from captivity of Eurocentric culture and its racism is the first step toward true and lasting freedom. From here, we can develop new strategies to create greater economic stability, greater political freedom. However, for this, we have to have a very precise and coherent concept of who we are as a people and complete control over the contents of our mindset. Our Moorish roots run much deeper than any slave name. The so-called African Americans can trace their families back to the time families from both sides of the Atlantic. The Pacific Oceans have been visiting our Moorish empire for thousands of years before the Christina era. What is needed is a process of re-education, some truthful teaching. Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, said, "If I could start people to thinking, they would save themselves." Prophet Drew Ali was sent to the lost Asiatic so-called blacks to resolve the issue of nationality. Peace, Kenu Umar Bey. And then at the back, he has the Moorish American national government with the Moorish seal, with the adept badge, with the Moorish emblem, with salvation, declaration of the Moorish nation, our status and jurisdiction. Complete control over the contents of our mindset. And it starts with all you Moorish parents out there. Honors to you. We're putting this Moorish info into those Moorish children so they can have it before we got it. And we're seeing the benefits of us giving it to them early. Right, so that was one reference. The other one that we want to do, this one, we did it already, but it was probably 2015 or 14 or something. Just go to Canaanland Moore's YouTube. Let's go to Canaanland Moore's YouTube and put in 107 amazing facts, and you'll see the old one. So we'll just flip through this again. We'll just flip through this again so that Moors can, since people want to talk about people, we might as well put their books out there so people can know that, don't get played. Right? Because 2015, Canaanland Moors already, put it on the record. But we'll accommodate and we'll put it on the record again. Because just like the master teacher says, we've been telling you this for 20 years. It's going on 10 years we've been putting this out. Right. 107 amazing facts about the indigenous Moorish Americans of the Western Hemisphere. National Grand Sheikh Kenu Umar Bey, Divine Minister. Islam Moors, reclaiming of the Moorish, ring the alarm. Reclaiming of the Moorish identity of Moorish Americans is not a difficult task. It does not require petitioning outside of yourself to someone else to acknowledge who you are. The earth and Moorish ancestral spirit know perfectly who you are. Just proclaim who you are. Most nations or foreigners around are waiting for the true Moors to reclaim and proclaim their rightful titles in their hand. Is it not a miracle? Thank Allah for this pen. As the ocean we have giveth rise to the great Moors once again. One prophet, one temple. Divine Minister and Grand Sheikh Kenu Umar Bey. So let's see. We'll just flip through. Let's flip through some of these for the next 8 minutes. 21. Most so-called Black Americans or so-called African Americans find it difficult to accept themselves as indigenous Moors to the Western Hemisphere because of the programmed fabricated images of Moorish people. Fake images of their own indigenous Moorish ancestors have been routinely drilled into their psyche since birth. The Moorish image does not register within the psyche because of the fake imagery programming that the U.S. government has instilled into their minds of how Moors look. The spirit of so-called Black Americans or so-called African Americans tells them one thing, while the programmed fake image of their own ancestors say another. This all leads to inner conflict. And then you're going to go into the mindfulness realm, and they're going to research resolving inner conflict. And the amount of stuff that's going to come up is going to make your head spin. And the amount of different jurisdictions that inner conflict plays a part in, you'll be able to figure yourself out. Because what did Drew Ali say? If I can get you to thinking, you're going to save yourself. Just thinking. You don't have to lift anything heavy or nothing like that. Just think, and self will be saved. Think, that's it. You're not asking for much. "24. During the time of Pangea, a Greek word used that means all one, all of the continents of the planet Earth were one mass of land. people lived and thrived during the time of Pangaea. There is a large explanation as to why pyramid builders in the Eastern Hemisphere and pyramid builders in the Western Hemisphere have cultures that are incredibly synonymous. The continents continue to move. Some move 4 inches a year. The continents will one day become one mass of land again. The continents are currently separated at a time. However, the genetic link of being from Pangaea never parted. Interesting. What's this one? Oh, yeah. There's a lot more. Right, so 24. Key point. People lived and thrived during the time of Pangaea. There is a large explanation as to why pyramid builders in the Eastern Hemisphere and pyramid builders in the Western Hemisphere have cultures that are incredibly synonymous. Like, it's incredible. It really is incredible how there's things on both sides that are the same. And what's incredible about that is that our people can't see this. What type of sorcery do they have on our people? What kind of gargamel did they put on our people that they can't figure this stuff out? (26) Most Moors later found them seduced by European lifestyle, customs, and traditions. When the so-called American Revolutionary War broke out, many Moors found themselves fighting against their own kinsmen. Some Moors sided with the British, while other Moors sided with the colonial rebels, aka Americans. (29) Nickajack Bay, Nickajack Bay, Nickajack Bay, also known as Nigger Jack, was a Moor. This ancestor led raids against the colonial rebel army during the colonial rebel uprising. He fought alongside of the British Tories. His hideout was a cave in the vicinity of what is now known as Chattanooga, Tennessee. In the state of Georgia, in the region known as Cobb County, there is a park, a road, and a creed named after this great warrior. 30. The terms Negro and colored were not only applied to Moors to psychologically and spiritually remove them from their lands, these colonized titles were also applied to so-called American Indians who were incorporated into the slave market. And how they do that? Because Indians look like Moors. Indians look like Negroes. Indians look like blacks. Because all these people are the same people. All these people are the same people. "44. Mexicans are Americans. Mexican is derived from the Old Moorish word amexum, meaning the mixing. It identifies the characteristics of the land, the great melting pot. It is ludicrous how one may say there are so many Mexicans in Texas or California, etc., when Mexicans are indigenous to the land and colonists are not indigenous to the land. They are European, modern European. They are not white people, quote unquote. White is not a national identity, just as black is not. However, we have gone along with the colors of identity game and allowed or accepted them as being quote unquote white and we being quote unquote black and others being light-skinned black colored people or dark-skinned black colored people. This practice is unheard of in the human family. The colonist identity with the European states, however, this is not Europe. Natal nationality origins apply to all people in all continents across the globe. Nickajack Road. Right? You can't make this stuff up. We're talking about Nickajack Bay. And then more right there. Saying that there's a Nickajack Road? Come on. Come on. What more synchronicity do you need to prove that the Moorish is where it's at? It's set up for you. Right. No, and then the more journey, he just read about Nickajack. Never said anything, never brought it up to anybody. Then all of a sudden, we're talking about Nickajack today, and that is a bay and it's a more. Come on. Come on. If you need more than that, then, I guess you need more than that. I guess you need more than that. $66. To all Moors, I address this. The whole world seems to know who you are. Everyone but the Moors here in North America. The whole world is waiting for you to wake up and claim that which is yours and stop the madness. Stop the madness. 68. Moors were forced to convert to Christianity. Edicts were put out by Queen Isabella, of which one was that they were not to wear Moorish garb and etc. Moors were and still are known in Spain as the Moriscos, those who converted to Christianity out of force, the mighty melanated dark-skinned people who fell the great fall of humanity. Let's see what 32 says. 32. The so-called U.S. government and so-called U.S. government-sponsored natives are preaching a doctrine that says that so-called black people became Indian or native people as a result of acquiring citizenship with different indigenous nations of the Western soil. As to say that no dark-skinned people lived in the Western Hemisphere up until the transatlantic African slave trade. That tactic is exercised in attempts to discredit indigenous Moors from claiming their true homeland and sublimely supports the ridiculous notion that every dark-skinned person that is interpreted as Negroes and blacks are from Africa. 69. As you can see, against the Moriscos were the Moors. This above paragraph indicates the persecution and extermination of the Moors in the North, Western, and Eastern Hemisphere, Holocaust. Many status quo scholars have written this as a complete extermination, when in fact it was not. This is international for the scholars to write this to make the descendants think they are in fact not descendants, to make them think there are no more Moors, and that is exactly what occurred. The descendants are still today lost of their identity. This Holocaust they are speaking of happened in the eastern part of the globe. Moors were in all corners of the earth, and the descendants have been virtually exterminated. They have been fruitful and have multiplied. This is why studying is so important. The Moors that are labeled Indians, when they came here, did not vanish off the earth. Some survive today. Others were amalgamated into fair skin. And amalgamation is how they will return, as they are aboriginal and indigenous to the land. They are you. The truth about the Moorish identity and their massive contribution to civilization has been hidden and suppressed by the Inquisitionist agenda for world conquest. However, much of the history can still be extracted from the pages of books of history. '72. Prophet Noble Drew Ali was like a physician who gave us more science as a true antidote to the mental poison of so-called black inferiority in a nation based upon notorious European supremacy. 73. There are many misunderstandings being propounded about Prophet Noble Drew Ali and Moorish science. In this Judeo-Christian world, Prophet Noble Drew Ali is the greatest thing that ever happened to the last Moors. Noble Drew Ali was also a Moorish scientist, pioneering the true effort in building a new Moorish nation. Moorish Science Temple of America, we the people of the constituency of the Moorish government. The name, the organization, Moorish Science Temple of America, is cipher for Moorish America, a newly formed government in North America. How new is Moorish America? Moorish America was to be formed in 1865 with the passing of the 13th Amendment. This is what lawfully abolished slavery at that point. We were supposed to form our own government. Prophet Noble Drew Ali obtained the divine work. Are you grasping the depth of what is being conveyed? The Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali came to us in 1913, working in the shadows to build our very own government, a nation within a nation. Does it sound impossible? Prophet Noble Drew Ali introduced Islamism to the Moors, which is the continuation of the Egyptian mystery system. Why did he refer to it as Islamism? It is because the Islam brought by the Prophet Muhammad of Arabia was an extension of the Egyptian mystery system. Islam means peace, and in the cornerstone of the teachings, just like the Egyptian Hotep means peace and is the cornerstone of the Egyptian mysteries. Our Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, divinely prepared by Allah, the one supreme sublime cosmic consciousness known in esotericism as the All. '95. The Holy Prophet knew that it was a sin for any group of people to violate the national constitutional laws of a free national government and claim names and principles that delude them into mental slavery. As such, they were continuously practicing the thing which being dishonor, disgrace, and disrespect to any nation that lives the life. "107 amazing facts about the indigenous Moorish Americans." Don't forget Moors. It's third Thursday. It's third Thursday. Tonight we got Suns tonight. We got Suns tonight. 7:30. 7:30. Will you learn something? If not, send an email, canaanlandguide@gmail.com. Connect with you Moors at 7:30. Love and peace to all the Moors worldwide. Honors to all the mothers. Honors to all the Moors in the chat. Honors to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali, for all his works. Peace and love, Moors. Islam.